So we have a segment on our show called Two Bad Things. So I'm going to give you two bad things, and you tell me which one is worse. Overcomplicating ticket forms or neglecting knowledge base maintenance.
Overcomplicating forms.
Yeah? Why?
Because it slows down agents' work, and they tend to be unproductive if they don't have a quick way to solve a ticket. And they tend to find workarounds to actually go through workflows and solve tickets, which takes up agent time, which leads companies to have to hire more people, and they don't like that. Yes.
I would agree. Also, not that many people... I've looked at enough knowledge base data where you don't... I don't know if enough people look at knowledge bases.
Just looking back at my behavior, I definitely Google stuff before I get in touch. So if it's not an easy thing that I can, Google has already indexed because it's so well written and it's just gives me like a 1, 2, 3 step or whatever, then I, think about getting in touch. And that's, you do that with a good knowledge base, but that's a kick-ass knowledge base, which you can't really do with like, hey, did we update our knowledge base this year? No, you can't.
Poorly designed ticket views or lack of outside integrations, third-party integrations.
Lack of third-party integrations.
I gotta disagree with you. I'm a big ticket.
You have to disagree with me? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. But no. That's
tell
fine.
me why.
Oh, I just think your views are your workflows. I mean, you probably... I think... Look, it's hard. It's two bad things. It's supposed to be hard. But honestly, out of everything, ticket views is always probably going to be number one. Just because when you're doing a Zendesk optimization and you have to switch around their views because you're like, this is... Jacqueline has to go to Jacqueline's views to find her tickets. That's how... No, we're not doing this anymore. Everyone's getting a shared backlog view.
Like an even worse thing to do is to work in 7 different tabs, and the agent gets lost within those tabs because they have their own tabs open. So if they have their own tabs open, which is, I don't know, at least 5, and then they have 7 to work on, then they're definitely not misclicks. So they're going to get lost in their productivity. And I'd qualify that as even worse. To waste time within this. Before we continue, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content. We'd be really grateful and it would be really helpful. Thank you.
Relying solely on tags in reporting to display the customer contact reason to gather what the ticket was about, and relying solely on sob tickets for agent performance.
Oh man, this is a good one. Worse is the relying on tags, I think.
Yeah, I actually would agree, even though I think so too.
Right, because a ticket can have multiple tags, and you can remember to be tedious about removing duplicate tags, because a ticket can have 2 or 3 tags, and it can show up in multiple reports, and then it's confusing because you see the same ticket in 3 dashboards potentially, and it can be very confusing.
It's not an effective way. I don't think so. There's so much that goes wrong with it. And it's one of those things as a consultant, where when people reach out to me to create dashboards for them, and they're like, and then I need reports on all of these tags. And the instinct in me is like, you should know that this is not a good way to track, but I have to stay in my lane because I am hired to do this thing, and they don't want to pay me more. I already know that at oftentimes. They just want the reports, anyways. But yes, as much as I hate just the solve ticket metric, it can get you by, I suppose. Last one. Lack of automations or unorganized, unsorted triggers.
I think I'd go with unsorted triggers.
Yeah,
I find it very difficult to scroll through triggers, and they can get to be quite many. So I've worked with organizations that had upwards of 600. So luckily it was during or after this feature had been enabled. So fortunately,
the categories feature?
Yeah, the category feature. Yeah, it had been released. So, phew, I didn't have to deal with that stuff in uncategorized triggers.